Just look at me now. Just look at me now. Rise up on me, take a look at me now. Just look at me now. Just look at me now. Rise up on me, take a look at me now.
Takes on the strike. Side pocket.
Look at me now.
Chelsea are champions.
Look at me now.
Hello, good evening. 6 matches to bring you tonight from the Barclays Women's Super League, including 2 massive games between the top 4. It's definitely been a defining weekend in the title race.
James takes aim, and that is usually the outcome.
Game over. Great goal from Erin Cuthbert. Shaw is the target. Took it nicely. Hit it well. Shaw. Oh, brilliant. Lauren Hemp. Miedemar has gone for it. Oh, magnificent.
Beth Mead fires Arsenal into the lead.
Oh, that's a lovely scoop forward. Toon! Melvin Mallard with a predatory finish.
At Kingsmeadow, Manchester City looked to prevent Chelsea from extending their lead at the top of the table. Well, there was a red-hot meeting at the Emirates as Arsenal hosted Manchester United. And bottom side Bristol City went in search of just a second league win of the season away to Leicester. Well, I've got 2 people with 10 league titles between them joining me in the studio to discuss it all. Tash Dowie and Gilly Flaherty, welcome both. We are going to start, though, with one of the biggest blockbuster fixtures of the season as the top 2 met on Friday night. Chelsea looking to cement their position as title favourites. Manchester City, knowing a win would draw them level on points. Gilly was there alongside Robin Cowan at Kingsmeadow.
It's one change for Chelsea from the narrow win over Crystal Palace in the FA Cup. Chelsea's top scorer, Lauren James, who missed the match with illness, is back and replaces Johanna Reeting-Kaneryd. Myra Ramirez, who scored the winner against Palace, is still searching for her first WSL goal since joining in January. Manchester City are unchanged from their cup win over Arsenal. Lauren Hemp, one of 2 City players sent off in the reverse fixture, makes her 150th appearance for Manchester City tonight. WSL top scorer Khadija Shaw is fit to start after being forced off last time out. She has 13 goals already this season, but has failed to find the net against the champions. City themselves looking for their first league win at Chelsea since 2016. Cuthbert, all closed down and robbed. It's Shaw, she's in! It's 1-0 to Manchester City! Another goal for Bunny Shaw! The Chasers are in front at Kingsmeadow.
It's a great first touch from Bunny Shaw because she just takes it away from Jess Carter there. But that all comes from Jess Park committing. And it's a great finish with the outside of her boot past Anne Hampton.
When she got herself into that position, it would have been a total shock had she missed that. Hemp, head down, held up by Fran Kirby. Great run by Park, she slots in for Shaw again. And a tremendous stop from Hannah Hampton. So close to a second for Manchester City.
Now, I was really impressed by Jess Park as well last week, and it's the same tonight. It's been a great first 20 minutes or so for a great little slip ball through for Shaw there. It's a big save from Hampton. She has to save that.
Cuthbert. Oh, Ramirez, a little bit too strong. Greenwood got back into it. Claims for a penalty. It looked like on first viewing at least that Greenwood got the ball there.
I mean, she doesn't get the ball at all. She doesn't get the ball at all. But it just seems like Ramirez miskicks it as well. She doesn't really connect when she goes across it, so it's a bit unsure really whether it's Greenwood's legs or if Ramirez's legs takes herself out before the touch from Greenwood.
James finds the tightest of gaps. Beautiful feet. Ramirez. Kirby! Chelsea's best move of the night.
I said earlier on about Alexandri getting drawn into a little fight with Lauren James. Well, Harvey has to come all the way inside to join Alex Greenwood as a centre-back because Alexandri's just so focused on trying to win this individual fight with Lauren James. You can't do it.
Ramirez. Dogged to win it back. Lawrence. Oh, Coombs. It's Cuthbert!
Just holding my breath there because I thought that was going to go into the roof of the net. It's great confidence, Mary coverage. Takes a touch out of her feet. You know, she's only got one thing on her mind, but it just doesn't dip quick enough for her.
Leupolz. James trying to get around Wahhabi. A big hold of her shirt. James, though, is still going. Oh, that looked risky and that looked a bit suspect. Well, there was definitely a foul before James made her way into the box. Was there a foul when she got there?
I mean, it's not a penalty for me at all. I don't think Wahhabi makes any contact with her.
Park forced a little wide, picks out Lauren Hemp. Kasparai on the overlap. Kasparai! She is yet to score for Manchester City. That would have been an opportune moment to do so.
Good link-up play. Kasparai just drives inside. Really, she's only got one thing left to do, and that's to have a strike.
Hasegawa, again, Park in acres. Hemp on her right, Chloe Kelly to her left. It's Kelly! It's saved by Hampton. Space is opening up for City now.
That's a couple of times now in the last however many minutes that Park's been able to pick that ball up completely unmarked in the middle.
Great ball from Charles. Canarid goes for the byline. Cuthbert! That looked destined for the back of the net.
Hitting Canarid again. Cuts Wahhabi. It's a great set. Oh, must have been centimetres away from going into the back of the net. I think Keating thought she was beaten, in all honesty.
Björn. Greenwood there again. Saved! Oh my word, how has that stayed out? Off the line. All hands to the pump for Manchester City. Somehow they've kept it out. Charles.
Absolutely incredible from Keating there. Now, I thought Nuskin was just going to put the rebound straight into the net, but somehow she connects with it again. Greenwood wins the first initial one, it drops kindly. Oh, it's incredible, absolutely incredible. Expect Cankovic there to do more with it, but the rebound sets up nicely, she just gets a strong hand. What a brave save.
Abigail Byrne eventually blows her whistle. It's all over. The champions are beaten. Manchester City strike a significant blow in the race for the WSL title. They draw level on points at the top with Chelsea. And they have beaten the Blues at home for the first time since 2016. Full time at Kingsmeadow. Chelsea 0, Manchester City 1.
I think they made it a bit of a fortress. We've broken that record now, and I think the girls totally deserved it. You know, we played some good stuff in the first half. You know, in the second half we broke and should have done better with the counter-attacking. But yeah, towards the end, I think it was a fantastic display of defensive work from the whole team.
Of course, we're frustrated, but you know, this is football, and we do lose games. And I didn't think we got opened up tonight. I didn't think City created many big chances. It was one we gifted them. I'd have took that at the beginning of the game, but I think for us, in our quality, I thought we lacked the top things you need to have against the top sides. And yes, maybe chance goes in at the end, maybe you get the penalty on a different day, and maybe you don't make a square ball turnover in the first half. But this is how football matches are settled, and you have to accept them.
Well, Gilly, Friday night under the lights, sounded like you enjoyed that one.
Yeah, I mean, I was buzzing going there, and I mean, the atmosphere was incredible. And I said for a neutral, it was an exciting game because obviously there was a lot of tension for Chelsea. They wanted to obviously get the points, but obviously City didn't want to fall further away from the pack as well. But yeah, it was a great game and a great occasion. For a neutral, brilliant result as well. We'll get onto the sort of title race later, but let's take a look at that first goal then that won it in the end. Bunny Shaw's 14th WSL goal of the season, first goal against Chelsea. How key has she been for City, Tash?
She's everything for them. You know, she's their machine, she's their goal scorer. She's been vital for them this season. Top goal scorer at the moment. She's absolutely flying. You know, she's pivotal in City going on to win the title this year if they are going to. And you can just see here, there's no doubt when she's through on goal, you know she's going to score. You know, and I think if you look at them top teams, you need to have that ruthless number 9, and she has been that now for the last couple of seasons for City.
We know about, you know, City's supreme attacking quality, don't we? But Gilly, they were also really impressive defensively as well.
Yeah, I think they were solid, and I think especially in the last, obviously there was like near enough 10 minutes extra time, but especially in the second half, the game sort of opened up a bit, and Chelsea were making so many attacking substitutions as well. They was literally chucking everybody forward, and obviously for me, I felt Greenwood really held the line. I mean, they dropped eventually to a 5 at the back, but they've got the best defence in the league at the moment, and it was just, they was there for the first, the second balls. And it's difficult going to Chelsea, you know, when Chelsea are chucking everyone forward and so many chances later on, for them to stay strong and not cave in, it was a huge.
I think if you talk about Man City, you straight away think about possession-based team, good in attack, flair. You don't think about defensively them being strong, but I think this is why they are at the top of the table now, competing for this title, because they really have focused this year on making themselves hard to break down. And you know, with a keeper like that as well, you know, she's young, she's raw. It's a terrific save. I think actually she should hold the first one, if I'm being ultra critical, but the second save is phenomenal. And yeah, they're up there now. Brilliant season so far.
Brilliant save as well when that pressure was on,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely, it is, and it's not easy. Minutes to go, Chelsea are piling on the pressure, and Julie said it in the commentary, you know, we're not goalkeepers, but that was a solid hand. You know, she could easily hurt herself there, but she put her body on the line for the team, and they're all doing that for City at the moment.
Well, congratulations as well to Lauren Hemp, who made her 150th City appearance at the age of just 23. Here she is celebrating their win with City and England teammate Chloe Kelly. But it's another Lioness who impressed on Friday night as well, right? Gilly, Jess Park.
Yeah, I mean, I've been really impressed by Jess. Also, the last week against Arsenal as well, she fitted into the role that obviously Jill Ward obviously been out with an ACL. And like I said in the game, she's a completely different player to Jill Ward, but obviously in regards to the goal, she initiates that press, she's hard with it, she doesn't give up, and then she's positive with it as well. But throughout the whole game, she really just dictated it. She was confident on the ball, she was brave, and she just knew when to make those right passes. But yeah, for me, I think she's been a revelation for City this year.
Yeah.
Surprise revelation, Tash?
No, not at all. I think she was brilliant for Everton last season. And when actually she came to City, I was thinking, is she going to get game time? She's probably not going to get out wide over the likes of Kelly and Hemp. So even though it's unfortunate that Jill Ward has hurt herself, I think it's then given park this opportunity now, and she's taken it with both hands. She's thriving. We always know that she's been good with the ball. She's very technical. She has an eye for goal, and I think she's been key. You can see here she was the player of the match for me in this game, and really without her they wouldn't have won that game.
Great option for Gareth Taylor as well, who we just saw watching over there. Let's talk about Chelsea then, and Mayra Ramirez. She was particularly impressive as well, wasn't she?
Oh, I love her. Yeah, I was talking to Gilly beforehand, and as a centre forward, I think this kind of number 9 has been missing out of the WSL for the last couple of years. The strong, powerful players that can roll the defender. And I think Bunny Shaw and Ramirez, they're the type of players. I love this style of play. The low grabs, the pins. Me and Gilly used to have loads of battles like this when we were playing, but this is my favourite here. You can see here low grab on Alex Green, the way she rolls her, she can manoeuvre her. But the thing now is she needs to be getting on the end of those crosses. She's doing all the hard work out wide. Really, ideally, you want her in the box getting these opportunities. But I honestly think she's going to be an incredible sign for Chelsea. And when the likes of Sam Kerr eventually comes back, Emma Hayes is leaving Chelsea in a really good place. And for me here, this is a blatant penalty. When I saw it back, I don't know how that's not given. Alex Green was completely swiped her, so I think Chelsea are really unfortunate not to have got that there. Yeah,
Gilly, particularly impressive from Mayra, just her 4th start, but Chelsea just not quite at the races.
Yeah, I was surprised really with Chelsea, especially when they play at home. It is a fortress for them, whether they're at Kings Meadow or Stamford Bridge, they get the results. And I just think they were sloppy in possession. They were giving away the ball far too easily. There was far too many gaps. And like Emma said, she was just really disappointed with the performance from them, because it's not like Chelsea. That's not how they play, especially not at home. But I always think Chelsea is so dangerous after a defeat, because they just know they need to up a level.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see that at some point. Well, Arsenal and Manchester United both lost 2 of their last 4 WSL matches, leaving a bit of a gloomy outlook on their title ambitions. They met at the Emirates Stadium in front of a sellout crowd of over 60,000. Another WSL record, of course, and Vicky Sparks was watching on.
Leah Williamson, only just back from her ACL injury, misses out with a minor hamstring issue for Arsenal, who leave former Manchester United striker Alessia Russo on the bench, where we also find Viviana Miedemar, who's recovered from a knee problem. Goalkeeper Sabrina D'Angelo makes only her 2nd league start for the Gunners. Her first came in October's draw with United. Beth Mead also comes in. Caitlin Ford and Manuela Zinsberger dropped to the bench in the 2 changes from the midweek Conti Cup win over London City Lionesses. 2 changes for Manchester United as well from their FA Cup victory over Southampton. Jays and Lucia Garcia come in for Leah Galton, who's been struggling with illness, and Melvin Mallard. Both are on the bench. Top scorer Nikita Parris will be hoping to continue her fine form against her former club and perhaps prove a point to Serena Wiegmann after missing out on the latest England squad. Any pressure for Laia Cordina. And D'Angelo, did she get there? Nikita Parris says no. The corner is given. Parris thinks that could have been more. Early test for the Arsenal goalkeeper in ahead of Manuela Zinsberger. Wasn't done any favours with the back pass. Fouty. Brilliant run made by Catley. And Evans had to be sure. Arsenal growing into this game. Just saw that little pocket of space. Blundell racing to try and get back. It's a good delivery. Mead was waiting. Gemma Evans knew that. Mead is there as the short option, but Katie McCabe will drive it in, and it's deflected in. Arsenal with the early breakthrough. Responding so well to Manchester United's bright start. It's the Gunners who hit the front early doors. Now she is so proficient with her deliveries from that sort of area, Katie McCabe. And the unfortunate Jays sends it past Mary Earps and May Letitia. And Arsenal have the lead. Arsenal have given the ball away though. Garcia, Parris, look at the space for Jays if she can find her. Instead it's Toon, little deflection. How close was that? Nicely worked this by Manchester United. Toon with the effort. And that so easily could have trickled into the back of the net. Forward by Cordina. Blackstenius straight to Evans, who plays it straight to McCabe. Mead with the touch and the frustration because the whistle went. Pulled back for the foul on Katie McCabe. Mead, I think, fancied her chances down the right. She might do now. McCabe's taken it quickly. Palova's made the run. Lovely ball by Mead. Palova, Blackstenius trapped under her feet. But Lacasse makes no mistake with the header. Celebrations around the Emirates as Chloe Lacasse scores once again against Manchester United. Quick thinking by Katie McCabe. And how about this for a ball from Beth Mead? Beautifully weighted. Blackstenius couldn't take advantage of Palova's ball. But Lacasse was clinical. Rubenmoy, lovely driven pass. Lacasse once more with the chance to drive. Little with the header, falls to Mead, takes a touch. Was she brought down there? Yes, she was. Penalty, and will it be a second yellow for Gemma Evans? Kirsty Dow perhaps giving herself a bit of thinking time. Flicked on by Little. Mead in space. The foot comes in from Evans. It's clearly a penalty. And Kim Little, Captain Fantastic, steps up. It's simple. It's so often the outcome. And Arsenal take a real grip of this game. And perhaps with it, a real grip on a top three finish. Blundell. Oh, poor pass. Earps could be in trouble here. Blackstenius. Earps does brilliantly. Super save from England and Manchester United's number one, but Manchester United playing themselves into trouble once more. McCabe into Letitia. Little. Mead. Off the post. And Katie Zellin will clear away. Arsenal so close to what would be a deserved fourth. Shocking back pass. Blackstenius can't take advantage. And Mead has been looking to curl one in all day. Rattles the woodwork. Forward by Ella Toon, looking for Rachel Williams. Ruben Moyes there. Oh, lovely ball. Blackstenius picks out Little. And here is Mead, off the post again. How unlucky can you get? Mead once more, deflection, corner. It just will not go in for Beth Mead. Strikes the woodwork twice in quick succession in this game.
Emirates Stadium, today's crowd sets another marvelous
Well, the first time that Arsenal have sold out the Emirates for a WSL game. 60,160 seats sold. Here goes Mallard for Manchester United, little ricochet. Williams, good save. D'Angelo, Garcia's there. Can she finish? No, she can't. Good, strong left foot. You see a Garcia getting there. Catley just got enough on the ball, and so did Cordina. Turner. Galton and Lacasse colliding. Ball has run to Melvin Mallard, and Cordina won't keep it in. It will be a Manchester United corner as Lacasse gingerly gets up. It's all the way in. Manchester United do get a goal back. Scant consolation it may be, but they are on the score sheet. Arsenal switching off, not really ready for the corner. And Lucia Garcia there to stab home from close range. Poor defending from Arsenal, quick thinking from Manchester United. Huge win for Arsenal, huge win for Jonas Eidevall, that keeps his side very much in the hunt for the WSL title. It finishes at the Emirates. Arsenal 3, Manchester United 1.
I mean, you see individual players coming in that hasn't started so many games for us lately in the league, and I think the way that they have been preparing and the environment and the culture that we have in the team, it allows them to come in and having really big performances for us today. I think you see players like Laia Codina and you see Chloe Lacasse. It's really, really pleasing to see that, and we needed that today.
This was massive for us to come here with a sold-out Emirates, get the victory, keep us in contention. I mean, it's all we ever wanted tonight, and we're so happy to go home with 3 points, and now the international break, it's a great way to lead into it.
And on the score sheet as well, talk us through that goal.
Honestly, it was probably more a reaction goal than anything. It just kind of came flying through, and yeah, I was the lucky one to get my head on and get that goal, so I'm happy to help the team.
When you perform as well as we did last year, of course you're going to raise expectation, but also we also have to be real at times. We're also playing 3 teams that have invested heavily for many, many years. I watched the players that came off the bench for Arsenal today. The squad depth is ridiculous, and we all know this. We want to be the top team in this league. But you might have a topsy every year. Ask the other teams how they feel, because I'm sure they've had them too.
Well, a measured response there from Mark Skinner, Gilly. What happened to United?
Oh, I mean, they were sloppy defensively. They gave the ball away far too easily. But I think they're coming up against an Arsenal side who have come off the back of a defeat to West Ham in the league and a defeat to Man City in the Cup. So at home, sold-out stadium, you're going to come up against a very fired-up Arsenal team, and they just weren't at the races at all.
Well, they were fired up, definitely, but there was one player, Tash, that really caught your eye, right?
Yep, Lacasse.
Chloe Lacasse.
Yeah, it's Joe. You know, it's funny because I was actually in talks with Benfica to maybe go and sign there. So when I was watching them play, she was a player over there that was scoring goals left, right, and centre. You know, she was basically running the show over in Portugal. So then when she made the move over here, I was really intrigued to see how she would adapt to the WSL. It's the best league in the world, and she really has adapted. You know, she's had to buy her time. She probably hasn't got as many starts as she would have liked. But the impact she had today, that finish is not easy, by the way. That ball is coming at her with some real pace, so that's a great finish. Here, the likes of Hannah Blundell, she doesn't normally get beat 1v1, but she's gone past her very easily, is creating a lot, was heavily involved in everything good. And this is her game. You know, she can play anywhere, really, along the front 3. And I think she's a vital part in Arsenal's success today, and a great player and very exciting player.
She looks so fast as well, doesn't she?
She's absolutely rapid. You know, there's not much she doesn't have to her game. And I do think, like I said, with her success over in Benfica and the amount of goals she's scored, she's going to be full of confidence. And then it's going to take her time, obviously, to grow into this league, but she has grown in, and yeah, you can see she really enjoyed herself.
She looks like she really, really enjoyed herself. I mean, in front of a sellout crowd as well, that's exactly what you want, isn't it?
It's the dream, you know, probably me and Julie, that's what we miss. You know, playing in front of those crowds, winning those games, scoring those goals, that's what you dream of as a player, and yeah, she should have a good weekend.
Well, Gilly, let's talk a little bit more in depth about Manchester United, because they were brilliant last season, but not quite clicking in the same way this season. What do you think has really gone wrong?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like, just looking at United, they're just poor on the ball. Hannah Blundell, obviously, I played with Hannah at Chelsea. That's out of character for her to be like that. But if there seems to be, obviously, Laetitia here gets the ball, just they don't seem that confidence and that belief in each other and the structure. And I remember Mark Skinner when he was at Birmingham, you know, and he had a very well-organised team there. And so it's not usual to see a team who he manages to not be like that at all.
But they're just making those little errors, aren't they, that Arsenal just capitalised on?
Yeah, and you can't afford... Listen, you might be able to afford to do that error and those mistakes against the teams lower down in the league, but you can't afford to do that against the top 2, top 3.
Because I think as well, a lot's gone on. At United, you lose Russo, you lose Bagier, 2 of your best players. You know, a lot of the talk of Mary Earps, is she going, is she staying? You know, I think that's not ideal as well. A lot of talk has been off the pitch, and then maybe that's had an effect as well on the pitch. I'm not too sure, but I do think that has a massive impact.
Well, let's go back to Arsenal then, because another really brilliant performance from them. But there was one player, Lotte Wubben-Moy, who really seems to have stepped up this season, Tash. And
yep, she has. You know, especially, again, Julie was talking before about the amount of different centre-halves she's had to play with, you know, this season and last season. And just the way that she's so calm on the ball. I think her composure. To play for Arsenal, you have to be good at the ball, on the ball, because they're a possession-based team. They like to play out from the back. They like to play through the thirds. But here, you know, her pace, she's probably not known for really rapid pace, but she's clever. She reads the game. You know, she steps in when she probably knows that someone's quicker than her. She's got that half a yard so that she can then read that ball. And she was terrific today. This one for me is definitely the highlighted one here. Taking the picture reminds me a little bit like a Virgil van Dijk for Liverpool, you know, really calm, and then she gets the block in here, and it's really important. Old school centre forward that loves to throw a body, centre half that loves to throw a body on the line, and yeah, a really great game for her today.
Yeah, Gilly, you were particularly impressed how she threw her body on the line, weren't you?
Yeah, I think that's something her game that she's grown into, you know, as the 1v1 defending. She has made a few errors in the past, but she's maturing, you can see that. And yeah, for me as a defender, I love to see the 1v1 defending and putting the body on the line.
Well, Jonas Eidevall particularly impressed with her, but he also said in his post-match interview that Leah Williamson was likely to withdraw from the England squad for the upcoming friendly matches with that hamstring injury that kept her out of Saturday's win over Manchester United. And we've now had confirmation that she will miss those games, and Manchester United's Millie Turner will replace her. Let's talk about Leah a bit then, Tash. I mean, she only came back after 9 months out with that ACL injury in January. How much of a blow is this going to be for her?
It's massive. You know, Leah Williamson's a world-class player. She's a top player for Arsenal and for the Lionesses, and you don't like to ever see a bad injury, and we know she had the worst of worst injuries. So for her now to come back and pick up another injury, it's common, unfortunately, because you have been out for so long. Little niggle injuries come about, but they need to make sure they really look after her, take her time, you know, make sure that when she does come back, she's ready, and hopefully, you know, she's important for both teams, so hopefully she will be back soon.
A big blow for England indeed. Now, Bristol City were in desperate need of 3 points to keep their survival hopes alive, but had only won one of their last 18 WSL away games ahead of their trip to Leicester. Commentary comes from Joe Rawson.
Oh, mistake by Kopp, who's giving possession away. And what a strike that is by Morgan. And against the run of play, Bristol City opened the scoring. A huge mistake by the goalkeeper, Kopp. And what a finish, finding the top corner. Leaky, good ball that O'Brien chases after, and she gets to it. Trying to take on Aspen. Moniki. It's in! The shot wrong books the goalkeeper. And Leicester City are level. Another stunning finish. Encouragement for Leicester as they look to find a goal to put them in front. Here's Green, good footwork by her. Whelan! It's cleared off the line, but it's put in by Takarada. Two Japanese internationals on the score sheet for Leicester City this afternoon. Takarada joining her international teammate Mamiki in getting a goal for Leicester. Takarada going in with the challenge. It's Rogers that comes away with it, and it takes a touch off of Thibault, and this could present an opportunity for Testrup, who makes no mistake with her finish. Amelie Testrup. It is Leicester City 2, Bristol City 2. Again, out of nowhere, the Robins find the back of the net. Tierney fires it back, and it's put in. First time finish from Janice Kamen. and Leicester get themselves back in front for its second time in this game. Now, here's Rose. On to Wheeler. Mamiki. Swept into the path of Rantala. A beautiful ball. Here's Rantala! What a finish by Yuta Rantala! And surely that will be enough now to seal the victory. Lovely footwork to take it inside the challenge of Evans. And the finish, superb. Win possession back. Here's Tierney. Switches play. Rantala. Draper! What a moment for the youngster! The 16-year-old with her first ever professional goal. And that makes this victory look very comfortable for the Foxes.
Proud of the team for putting 2 goals against them and going 1-0 up and then, you know, getting back to equalising. But ultimately, I think it was a fair reflection on how the performance of both teams were today. They were unrelenting with their attack and we didn't handle it defensively.
It was uncomfortable for us at times. We kept playing. There were sloppy moments. We changed the shape of the team a couple of times to get through those moments. And yeah, the 4th goal was really, really important. And it wasn't until that point that we could relax a little bit.
The game was in the balance, Gilly, but Leicester ended up dominating it. And the pick of their 5 goals has got to be Yuta Rantala's goal. How key has she been for Willie Kirk's side?
Oh, she's been a huge signing for them. And I think when Willie come in, obviously, last year, he needed to shore them up defensively. And they didn't really create much and they didn't really have a finisher either. But obviously, you've got a player now who, I mean, this is a credible finish. Obviously, Tash can probably speak more in regards to the strike side of things, but the confidence to be able to cut inside and to be able to put that into the back of the net. I mean, it's a phenomenal finish, but she's chipping in with the goals and she's chipping in with the assists too, and that's what is helping Leicester this year, because defensively they're fine, but it's obviously the creating the chances and putting them in the back of the net.
Tash, you're nodding. You agree?
Lovely finish. Yeah, absolutely. I think it actually caught the keeper by surprise as well. You'd normally be a bit disappointed to be beat near post, but the power of that, the keeper's got no chance, struck it beautifully.
And Tash, what about this Denny Draper goal? She's only 16 years old. Let's look at this.
Way to make you feel old, eh? We're like 20 years older than her. So, look, this is the start of her career, and we know what it feels like. It's a great feeling to get your first goal for your club, and it's a great run. You know, and brave as well. You can see there the keeper's come out, and good on her. You know, she could easily get hurt there, and yeah, she's going to have a nice 20 years ahead of her, and I'm sure we'll see lots more of her.
And Tash, just really quickly, it's not looking great for Bristol City, is it?
It's not. You know, when you look at the table, 5 points is a lot in this league, and I don't see the teams above them dropping too many more points. And it's been tough for Bristol this year, but they'll keep going. You know, they've got players, and I've watched Bristol a lot. They're a team that they'll really dig in, and they won't believe that it's over, and they've got to have that mentality because they've got 8 more rounds to go.
Really young team as well. OK, let's round up the remaining fixtures then, starting with Aston Villa's trip to Tottenham. Flo Pollock brings us the best of the action.
Tottenham were chasing a first league double over Aston Villa in the Barclays WSL on Sunday, but they fell behind after 23 minutes when Adriana Leon beat Barbara Votikova at her near post. The lead didn't last long as Spurs levelled just before the break. Amy James-Turner heading home, Evelina Suminen's free kick. The visitors regained their advantage 15 minutes after the restart. Jordan Nobbs with the superb first-time finish. Nobbs almost scored a second to truly cement the points when she steered Kenza Dali's inviting pullback onto the crossbar, but it finished 2-1.
It had everything out there today, it really did, and I think, you know, for us, you know, work rate was there, quality was there, we've executed the game plan, and most importantly, we've taken 3 massive points.
Liverpool had won their last 2 meetings with Brighton in the Barclays WSL, but there was little to separate the sides in a scrappy first half. Elizabeth Turlan came close for the hosts, but her shot hit the outside of the post. Sophie Roman Haag then found space from the corner, but her header went wide. Seconds later, Brighton rattled the woodwork again when Poppy Patterson's cross bounced back off the crossbar. The deadlock was finally broken 8 minutes into the second half. Sophie Baggerly's misplaced clearance collected by Seri Holland, who made no mistake finding the net. Liverpool finished the game with 10 on the field when goal scorer Holland was shown a second yellow card for a late challenge on Giulia Zigotti. But Matt Beard's side held on for their first league win of 2024.
I thought we defended really, really well. Thought we deserved our lead. Could have had a few in the first half as well, especially after set plays. But I think we were worthy of the 3 points today.
Everton had lost their last 4 Barclays WSL matches, whilst West Ham had won 2 in a row. But both sides struggled in a quiet first half at Walton Hall Park. The visitors, though, thought they'd taken the lead when Vivian Asseyi tried to bundle the ball in, but the flag was raised. With less than 10 minutes remaining, the game suddenly came to life. Aurora Ghali with the set piece, Italian compatriot Martina Piemonte with the header over Mackenzie Arnold. And then moments later, Ghali went from provider to match winner with a fine individual effort to secure Everton their first Barclays WSL home win of the season. The only negative for Everton boss Brian Sorensen was a serious injury to substitute Caroline Olsen, who was taken off on a stretcher.
As I said to the girls yesterday, I feel we've been, a bit unlucky in this season, just as a whole, with injuries, but also like the games. We should have got more than what we have, and I said like here after, they really deserve this one because they put everything into it, and we're really happy.
A first WSL home win of the season for Everton, stopping a run of 4 straight league defeats. And we also send our best wishes to Caroline Olsen after what looked like a really nasty injury as she was stretchered off. It was also first WSL win, Gilly, for 2 months for the Toffees, sealed by that brilliant goal.
Yeah, I mean, it was a cracking finish, wasn't it, from Ghali? Obviously, she gets an assist as well in this game, but here she's just confident to drive at the back line. She cuts inside, and they've probably not seen enough of that from her this season. Obviously, I played against her, and she's a difficult player to come up against, but obviously fancies herself when she cuts in. But for a club like Everton, that to be their first home win of the season, that's not good enough for a club that's been in this league for many, many years.
Well, at least they got that win, though, Gilly. Positivity. Tash, you were at the Liverpool game, weren't you? What did you make of that?
Great weekend for the Reds, the men and the women. But no, it was a good game. I wouldn't say there was loads of goal mouth action. I thought this goal was coming, truthfully. I was watching Brighton, I tell you what, they were so brave, maybe sometimes overplaying. And here with the goal, this was happening throughout the 90 minutes, from minute 1. No matter what, they were playing out under pressure, and Liverpool were pressing them high. And I was saying to our sports analysis guys, if we do not get a goal today from them basically playing like this, then I'll be disappointed. And it happened. Yeah, for me here, you've got to put your foot through it. I don't really see what the keeper's seeing here. There's just red shirts everywhere. And, but I think Liverpool, overall, 90 minutes deserved the 3 points. I think they were the better team.
Their third away win of the season as well. Matt Beard will certainly be impressed with that, won't he?
Yeah, they will be. They've done great. Sitting nicely in the table. I think, it's a couple of points behind United. I think last year there was a 33-point difference between those two teams. So they've definitely had a strong season, and I'm sure they'll finish off strong as well. Well,
no Rachel Daly for Aston Villa, who was suspended. But Jordan Nobbs with her second goal of the season, Gilly.
Yeah, and I feel like this is just typical Jordan Nobbs fashion, getting the ball at the edge of the box here and striking it into the top corner. But that's a big win for Aston Villa as well, missing the players that they are missing as well, to go to Tottenham and to take, obviously, the 3 points. That's a huge result for them.
She only scores goals like that, doesn't she?
She does.
Casually, outside the foot, 30 yards, as you do.
Well, let's look at the Barclays Women's Super League table then. And the title race is on. How exciting is this? Manchester City now level on 34 points with Chelsea. The Blues still on top by virtue of goals scored only. Arsenal, well, they're only 3 adrift now, but still have to go to both their rivals before the end of the season. Manchester United 7 points off the 3rd Champions League qualification spot. Liverpool remain 5th. Leicester and Aston Villa move on to 16 points and well away from any relegation trouble. No change though at the bottom for Bristol City. They're still 5 points adrift. In the Barclays Women's Championship, bottom side Lewis, with only 2 league wins all season, travelled to 2nd place Sunderland. 18-year-old Rihanna Blades, on loan at Lewis from Chelsea, looked to have given her side a vital 3 points with this brilliant strike midway through the second half to make it 3-2. But 2 goals in the 95th and 97th minutes from Jenna Deer meant Sunderland claimed an incredible comeback victory. Elsewhere, a late Sarah Robson equaliser saw Durham snatch a point at London City Lionesses. Southampton won away at Birmingham. Charlton versus Reading had to be called off due to a waterlogged pitch. And Crystal Palace won 4-0 at home to Blackburn. And that means then that Sunderland now top of the table, but look how tight it is with the 3 sides chasing all just a point behind. Palace and Charlton now with a game in hand, of course, and at the bottom Lewis was so close to moving out of the relegation zone but do remain in 12th. Still plenty of time to go, right? Coming your way tomorrow evening then, the Monday Night Club with Mark Chapman gets through all of the weekend's action and of course all the debate as well. And there's live NBA action with the Cleveland Cavaliers at the Philadelphia 76ers on BBC One and iPlayer from 12:30 on Friday night into Thursday morning. If you can stay up for that, I don't know, I certainly couldn't. That's all we've got time for today. Tash, Gilly, thank you so much for joining us. We've got no action at the weekend because of the international break, but when the WSL action is back, what a treat we have got in store. 8 rounds left and that title race is certainly on. It is hotting up at the top, isn't it? We will see you later. Thanks so much for watching.